Fuck, guys. Okay, first episode back, and I didn't hit record, and now Julia hates me. Not only does she hate me because I'm a lesbian, but she hates me because I didn't press record.
And two things can be true at the same time.
As a bisexual. Yeah. So sorry about that.
Don't speak for me as a bisexual.
So sorry.
What?
So sorry. Putting words in her mouth. In her bisexual mouth.
Ooh. I mean, if anyone wants to put something in my bisexual mouth, it's Pride Month, so I'm open. I'm open to all.
Yeah, Pride Fest on Saturday.
We both will be. You'll be with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited.
We'll be at Pride Fest. It'll be a fun time. So we just did our intro. I talked about how I personify weevoos because I found one on the way here, and it's really sad.
And I talked about how I shit my pants on my run.
Yeah. So do we go over that? Do we expand on that, or do we just let that die?
Honestly, it is what it is. I'm gonna make a video about it later.
Okay.
So look at my TikTok for the vlog of me shitting my pants.
Oh, I'm so excited. Did you get footage?
Yeah, I did. Oh, and I need to get footage of you right now.
Oh my God, meta. Do I look good?
Yeah. Okay, that's gonna go in the vlog.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway, so sorry about that. We were just talking about how the bisexuals and lesbians were fighting, and now Julia and I are fighting.
Yeah, so I was going to start with saying, before we realized we were not recording. So essentially what's going on right now is Fletcher, who, I mean, formerly known as a famous lesbian artist, has come out with a new album. And one of her first releases was a song called Boy, essentially where she is coming out to the queer community that she's dating a man. She fell in love with a man. Will we still accept her if she loves a man? It's very like backwards to like, you know, what queer people usually experience in terms of like heteronormative situations. Yeah. So
don't you say
there's
like,
been a lot of backlash.
You know how you always say like it goes in a circle?
Oh, how the left is so left that they come around to the Republican side.
Yeah, I feel like it's like that.
To the conservative, to like the more hateful side.
Like Leo Skeppy.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's the circle.
That's insane. He is.
Okay, yeah, we have a lot to talk about.
So, do you want to give your opinion first?
Yeah.
On the Fletcher situation?
So I made 2 TikToks about this, and I got a lot of heat. Actually, I made 3 TikToks about this. One of them involved Billy.
Rage bait.
She's
rage baiting the bisexuals
I had so many bisexuals in my comments, like, coming for my throat. And I don't even think what I said was bad, honestly. It was, like, very tame. I didn't really say anything.
What did you say?
I was making jokes. One of the jokes was, why does this feel like when my lesbian ex started dating men after we broke up?
That one was valid.
That was crazy. Can we talk about that?
I mean, we can.
It was like immediately after.
Oh, yeah.
She claimed to be lesbian, and then we broke up, and like a month later, she's like out here dating men.
But still, I don't think I ever heard her call herself bisexual. I think she always said she was a lesbian, and then she just dated men.
No, yeah.
And I was like, okay, girl, I'm not going to judge you. No, unless I'm behind closed doors, I guess. But
I somehow called her out for it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, you can be bi, but like, why are you? It just didn't make sense. And she was like, for the record, I'm 100% a lesbian. After she had dated.
Oh, I didn't know she said 100%.
Yes, 100%. I have the receipts.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But
See, okay, as a bisexual, some of you bisexuals, you really fuck it up for the rest of us. Like, don't say that shit. You're ruining it, because then you like feed into the stereotype that's been brewing lately on social media, where a bisexual is always going to leave you for a man. A bisexual never truly loves women. They center men. And then, you know, you say you're lesbian, and then you go and you date men.
Which, like, it's not bad to go and date men, but it's just this idea that
legally, it's preferred to go date men.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, obviously at the time I was like so bent up about it, but like looking back, like, it doesn't matter that like someone's dating a man, but like, don't claim to be a lesbian and then do something bisexual. Like,
don't even experiment with men. Okay?
No. Like, if you want to, no, I'm going to get myself canceled again, because I got canceled like 4 times the past 2 weeks. My other TikTok was, I posted a follow-up TikTok, and I was like Fletcher isn't being oppressed for dating a man, blah blah blah. And that one didn't get a lot of hate because like I feel like everyone kind of was like, yeah. But then I posted a joke. It was a joking video. I don't know if you saw it. It was about Billy. All it said was like, I think it said something like, oh, now Billy, because it came out that she was like seen with Nat Wolf.
Yeah.
And it was a joke, obviously. And then everyone in the comments was like, if it's a joke, then why isn't it funny? Blah blah blah. Like, this isn't funny. Like, this is bi erasure. No, it's like, this is biphobia. This is bi erasure. Like, every single fucking comment was, this is bi erasure. This is biphobia. This is why bi people blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even say anything about bi people. I didn't say anything about sexuality. All I said was, another one bites the dust. Like, there goes Billy. I didn't even say anything. Like, that's all I said. But of course, people take things and like, yeah, just, I don't know, take them out of context. And like, I'm sorry if that was insensitive, but I stand by what I said, and I don't think it was insensitive. Did you see it? Like, what's your opinion on
Billy joke?
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. I thought it was. I didn't like get offended by it.
Yeah.
Because I also don't think it's bi erasure. I think it's a joke. You're not saying like Billy shouldn't be bisexual. Like, I see it as like bummer. Like,
I would think that about like if Fletcher started dating a woman, I would be like, damn, that sucks that Fletcher's taken. Like.
Well, I see a lot of the times on the internet when a woman does come out as bisexual, they're like, yeah, another one on the team. Mm-hmm. So if like the Billy situation, I'd be like, damn, she's playing on the other side for now, but we'll get her back. She's just scrimmaging, but she'll come back to the championship over here, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I lost my train of thought.
No, it's okay. Do you want me to add?
Fuck, no, I wanted to finish what I was saying, but okay. Well, essentially, I never felt like oppression anywhere other than like what people say on the internet, which truly isn't oppression, because what is it taking away from me? Right. Like, there's no opportunities that I'm missing. There's no like harm that's truly being put onto me, other than like if the conversations became brutal enough to the point where like people did feel like acting out in person. But what I was saying was that we like bisexuals and lesbians both have very real experiences, and we both have like lesbians have definitely been fucked over by bisexuals, and bisexuals have definitely been, denied by lesbians because they are bisexuals in real life. Like, I mean, there's millions of us. Of course this has happened in real life. But I guess what I'm saying is
I guess what I'm saying is I forgot. Okay. No, you were on a roll there. I was feeling moved. I was feeling really moved.
Don't shut the fuck up.
I
keep like introducing my point. It's taking so long that I forget. How is anyone else gonna follow along if I fucking forget what I'm saying?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. What, maybe, okay.
All of our experiences are real, is what I'm saying.
Okay, and they also can't be compared to each other.
No.
We have a bisexual crying right now. Look what you guys did to her.
You're bullying me so much.
The cyberbullying got to her.
Oh my God.
No, but I will be like,
we'll never understand each. Like, there are points.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That was good.
We will never see eye to eye on certain situations, because I do not experience the lesbian experience, and lesbians do not experience the bisexual experience. Yeah. So it's like there are things that we are never going to agree on because of our own emotional status and our own past experiences, and that's okay if we're like, I don't agree with that statement because of my own personal experiences, but okay, that's your personal experience, and I'm gonna scroll to the next video. Like, I'm not gonna fight with a stranger in the comments about whether or not they've experienced like oppression from either side of the, like,
yeah, they are very different. And also, like, you're never gonna understand, like, you're not gonna understand a lot of things like that people experience, but it's like having empathy for, like, or like hearing people out. Like, we shouldn't just shut down like a bisexual's like opinion or them voicing like how they feel, because like those feelings are valid and real, I did see a shit ton of actual biphobia in my comments, people arguing with each other, and I thought that was crazy. Like, there are people who are being incredibly biphobic right now. This whole thing has like stirred up a ton of biphobia, and it's like really crazy to see. Like, I was like deleting comments that were like clearly biphobic.
Ally. Bye, ally.
Yeah, I'm an ally.
The video you sent me on TikTok was confusing to me because I understand she sent me a video of like the first person was a bisexual saying like, this is why we leave y'all. Like, this is why we leave women, because they do this and that, and this is why we go back to men. And then it was stitched, and another woman was like, this is why we don't date bisexuals, because you're always going to leave us for a man and you always center men. So like both of them were so radically on the other side.
Were.
Like, they were creating their own phobias against each other. And I'm like, oh my God, like, you both are wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
that was an interesting video.
There's absolutely bisexuals who center men, and like, I personally don't like to be around a lot of women who center men, whether you're bisexual, whether you're straight, whether you're this or that, like, because like centering men itself is harmful. But there are plenty of bisexuals who do not center men whatsoever, and it's just like, there's so much nuance to this, and it's based person by person. You can't stereotype like an entire community.
Yeah, and I don't mean to sound like a Republican, but like, who cares if they're centering men, and who cares if they want a masked lesbian that acts like a man? Like, some people just want that, and like, that's between them and that person. Like, keep
that whatever you do behind closed doors is none of my business.
Literally,
just don't bring it in front of the family.
Don't put that shit in front of me. Like, I don't want to see that. But like, whatever. Like
if you want to be straight behind closed doors, that's fine.
Yeah, like, love the sin or hate the sin. Like, do whatever you want.
Just don't let me find out.
And don't push that on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like, if you want to date a man or a woman that acts like a man, that's fine.
If you want to have heteronormative stereotypes within your queer relationship, that's also fine. Like,
I honestly don't see an issue with that.
Some people like
at
that.
all.
Some masks want to take care of a femme, and the femme wants to be taken care of by the like. And then some people are like, no, I want the equality in my relationship. Just because I'm more masculine presenting doesn't mean that I want to be seen as like the man in the relationship. Like I said, it is so person by person and relationship by relationship. Like, there's no right and there's no wrong. It's literally just up to like the individual within their relationship.
Like, why are the minorities like fighting with each other? Like,
that too. It's really upsetting, I think. And I've said this before, that the liberal community, the left, like the queer community, we fight so like disgustingly. Like, we attack each other to like a really, like, we terrorize each other. And it's like, why are we terrorizing each other? Like, we're all fighting for the common good. And like, we're all like, if we turned our attention towards not terrorizing over each other over like non-issues, think about how much we can get done.
No, literally.
Like, queer communities,
all that energy we have, the pent-up anger,
people could start getting jobs.
For real.
Think of all the time you could find a job.
You could find a job. I need one of those, a new one.
Yeah.
It's just really bad timing, the Fletcher stuff, and drawing back to that.
And I think what I want to say is that like, Fletcher absolutely can be criticized. She is a business, she's a company, she's a brand. We can criticize her, we can, offer feedback, you can boycott Fletcher, but like, bisexuals and lesbians are not like brands. They're real people, with real experiences. And like, critique the artist, critique the brand, critique the company. Don't turn it around and attack each other over something that like was put on us by
that was profound.
A fucking music production company.
Like, literally.
Bisexuals didn't make the decision for Fletcher to come out with his dumbass song.
Yeah.
Like,
that's so true. It like literally went from people being like, what the fuck, Fletcher, to, oh my God, I hate bisexuals.
This is why we should never trust bisexuals. It's like, what did we do? I didn't, corner Fletcher in a room and say it's time to come to the other side.
Yeah.
Like, her and her company made this decision to like put out all this, man-loving content.
I feel like she dodged the question in the recent podcast that was released by like the Made It Out podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like she dodged the question that Mal asked her about why did she put this out during Pride Month? Because that is such a valid question, and like no one's saying you can't. I don't know how to like articulate it. Like no one's saying you can't be bisexual, and no one's saying you can't date a man, but like to release a song that makes you sound like you're oppressed for dating a man during Pride Month, it's just like such weird timing, and it was clearly a marketing thing. Like she has the most insane marketing team ever. Becky's So Hot era.
Yeah.
Like this was calculated. You can't walk around the fact that it was calculated.
Absolutely not. And I think that like, I don't know, she's presenting this man that she's dating as like this ethereal, like he's bringing me back into my feminine. And then her songs about Becky were like, and her ex-girlfriend were like, I want to fuck your ex-girlfriend. Like your ex-girlfriend's hot. But then the man is like, wow, this man is like ethereal and really bringing me down to earth. It's like, okay, what the fuck? Like, why are you talking about
literally?
Like, I don't know. Like, if at least stay consistent. Say you want to suck his dick.
Yes.
Like, you know,
literally, why?
Stay consistent.
Like she was like, I didn't have a choice. I had to suck his dick. It was so good.
Oh my God,
like,
I saw God. He made me see God.
He took me to church in the bedroom.
The G-spot is actually stands for God, and he helped me find it. Like, okay.
Whoa.
Stay consistent, babe.
No, seriously, it's just not a good look.
No. And I mean, like in this climate, very poor timing. And I skimmed through the Made It Out podcast. But she was like, you know, I was thinking she had another song that she was going to put out before called like, Thank You, Leave Me Alone or something. She's like, I didn't think that would be smart to put out during Pride Month. So you're going to put out the song about you fucking a man instead? Huh? And she's like, I don't know. Like, I really thought, like, should I just wait and put this album out in 4 years, like when Trump isn't in office?
I hated that comment.
I highly doubt that thought ever crossed your fucking mind.
Never.
You were going to wait 4 years for Trump to be out of office for you to, like, that was like that's a lie.
Like, and that was like the dumbest thing to say. Like, what, guys? You want me to wait 4 years until Trump is out of office? Like, it's just so tone deaf to even say that. Like, no, that never crossed her mind. Like, I don't think she understood that the backlash would be at this, like, in this angle.
Yeah.
Or like from this angle.
Mm-hmm.
I think she thought the backlash would be different than it is. And I don't know how no one predicted this.
She definitely expected backlash, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, her song is like, don't hate me.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, like,
I don't think she knew that it would, like, turn into this, though.
But, like, how could you not?
Right.
What would you expect? Would you, like, I don't know.
Like, maybe she just had more confidence.
I thought it was fun and trendy and cool to be gay, and now all these people, we had a short stint where it was really cool to be queer, and now all these people are trying to make it seem like, oh, like I just had my fun, like now I'm gonna come back.
Jojo Siwa with the man.
Don't even get me started. That has to be a lie too. That's not real. Is that real?
If it is, he's a predator.
Oh, absolutely.
We've always talked about that.
Save Jojo Siwa, please.
She's stunted and she needs saved.
Absolutely. She needs, like, I don't know, inpatient, like, deep therapy where she's
retreat.
I guess Big Brother was her, like, closed off from the world deep therapy.
Yeah. And then she was like, wait, I'm not gay. Just kidding.
So all she needed to do was close off all the noise and recenter herself.
She needed to close off the noise and, like, cheat on her girlfriend. Oh, I need to talk about this. The people who are, like, the straight people who are like, guys, they were only together for, like, 4 months or however long it was. Like, it's not that deep, blah, blah, blah. Like, excusing the cheating on television. Like, that is so invalidating to queer relationships to be like, it was only, like, a couple months. Like, okay, what if she was dating a man? I don't think people would be saying that. Like,
you can absolutely fall in love with someone
in
a couple months to the point where you're heartbroken
literally,
that they would do this to you.
Especially to the extent that JoJo love bombs. I'm sure Kath was like
over
the moon.
Live television to get cheated. Remember,
you're watching it live.
You're getting cheated on live.
And no way to contact your partner.
No way to contact. And everyone on the internet is also being like, hey, girlfriend, are you seeing this?
And she's trying to give her the benefit of the doubt and being like, no. Like, she's gaslighting herself, being like, no, this isn't cheating. Right, guys?
Do they go by, are they or are they she?
Oh, I thought they were they, she. Oh, are they, them?
I'm not sure. Let's see if they have it in there. I just know that was a big thing that, like, Jojo also said, like, she, and then everyone was like, Jojo's misgendering her girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. And then to make your girlfriend fly out across,
like, 24 hours or something.
the world.
Yeah.
To then immediately break up with them and be like, bye-bye, go home. You couldn't have sent, like, I don't know, an AIM message or, like, Morse code or...
Literally.
What are those little pocket things that, like, Dad
like
used
a
to
pager?
have? Like, yeah, a pager, Palm Pilot.
Like, you did not have to fly your
Carrier
girlfriend.
pigeon.
I want to know, did Jojo, like, admit to cheating? Was she like, yeah, I cheated on you? Or was she like, that wasn't cheating?
I think she just essentially was like, the relationship wasn't what I wanted. So therefore, therefore it was okay that I cheated on my partner on live television with a man.
How old is she? Like 21?
Yeah, she's 21. He's like 35. She's like dressing him up. He's going to her shows. I'm like,
Is he gonna be in Chicago?
Jojo Siwa is performing at Backlot Bash this Sunday, and tickets are available.
And they're cheap. I think we should go.
And
we should get hammered.
But then are we like... are we giving her money? Like, are we helping her profit off? Does she get paid? I mean, there's a lot of artists though that are playing at Backlot Bash. There's like 5.
I saw G-Flip last year.
That sounded fun.
Which is funny because they're like friends. I want to know what G-Flip thinks about all this, because G-Flip's friends with Jojo and Kath. Like, G-Flip introduced.
Oh, I can see
Kath
G-Flip not being like, fuck you, Jojo.
I know, right? Me too. Being like, that was fucked
G-Flip
up.
Really friends with Jojo?
Yeah, I feel like no, Jojo stalked G-Flip.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know. I'm really not trying to be a bitch and be like, does Jojo Siwa even have friends? But like, all of her friends are grown adults.
She's like one of those people that like will be like, yeah, my friend, and it's like someone that they like met at like the store like one time
that they had one encounter.
Oh yeah, my friend. I know my friend over here.
Me with my parasocial relationships, I've DM'd someone one time and I'm like, oh my god, I know them. They're my friend.
My friend.
Yeah. No.
Like,
absolutely.
She just considers everyone her friend.
I'm like, I don't think I've seen anyone her age around her, like, ever.
Except for the Dance Mom girls, and that's like few and far between these days.
They really. That's on contract.
Right.
Their friendship is just contract.
It's
like,
just
I really don't think there's anyone around her that isn't A, under the age of 25, and B, not on her payroll.
Literally. And like everyone, I feel like is just clout chasing.
And how can you have any sense of reality when you've just been in this bubble your whole entire life?
I know. It's really sad, actually. And I think, what's his name? Christopher? That she's dating?
I think Chris.
I think he's a predator.
I think so too. I mean, she was by far like the most popular person in that.
What does a 35-year-old want to be with a 21-year-old who like looks 17?
Sparkly and dances around. I mean, I don't know. Like, I would understand the friendship. I think I would. I think that you can connect differently, like in terms of like your sense of humor and stuff with different age groups.
I agree.
And not to say you can't connect with someone romantically in a different age group. Obviously that exists, but like they're from such different worlds, and there is a big age difference, and
it's like having like a work bestie. Like, I'm friends with people who are like 40 years old, but I wouldn't hang out with them outside of work. And then it's like, that feels like you dating like your manager who's like married and has kids.
And now he's like on tour and hopping around with her.
He has some screws loose for sure. Like, if he wants that.
I mean, he doesn't have a job.
And he has a lot of Botox in his face.
That too.
He looks like a Barbie doll in a bad way. And I'll shit on him more if you guys want.
He's music boyfriend Barbie.
Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm. It's nasty.
I mean, I guess if it's real, congratulations.
Honestly, though, I think they deserve each other.
Yeah. Jojo's gotta stop cheating on people. Like, that's insane.
No, Jojo needs to stop love bombing people, cheating on people, and then dumping them after 3 months.
And then also, like, okay, guys, there's a pattern. Maybe we should stop dating Jojo Siwa.
Yeah.
Like, maybe.
Have we not learned that everything that comes out of our mouth isn't real? Saying you're so in love with 5 different girls in the same year.
Yeah, this is the best relationship I've ever had. I'm so in love with them. Like, it is so amazing. I've
never felt this way before.
Yeah, I've never felt this way before. And then, like, you get dick down one time and you're like, bye. Like, damn. Rip to Jojo Siwa, the lesbian.
Come on. People will do anything for clout. Like, date Jojo Siwa. I'm sure she's a nice girl.
I don't think if you cheat on your partners, you're a very nice girl.
I think she's a stupid girl. I think she's a little dumb.
I think she's deeply troubled.
She's traumatized. She has had a very interesting life.
She was groomed to perform her whole entire life.
She was groomed.
She performs in her relationships. Maybe that's what it is. She just performs in her relationships, and she doesn't know what it truly means to, like, come down to earth and be a partner. She only knows what it's like to sweep someone off their feet and perform and be in the honeymoon period. And then when things get hard, she's like, I don't know the script for this.
Yeah. And she's like, I have to dip.
You're seeing through my cracks.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, I hope that
my sparkles are dimming.
Oh no, not the sparkles.
It's the end of the rainbow road for Jojo Siwa.
Yeah.
Jojo Siwa as a bisexual is weird though.
Yeah.
She's one person where I'm like, no, go back to the other side, please.
Back to the lesbianism.
But that's just me, a bisexual feeding into bi-erasure. So,
Julia is biphobic.
I'm a biphobic bisexual.
I'm gonna start the rumor that you're biphobic.
I think the very first episode I came out of the gate being like, trigger warning, bisexual. Trigger warning, I'm bisexual.
Yeah.
So, I can make and take jokes. Sometimes it goes a little too far. Like I said, I think sometimes some of the discourse that I saw about the Fletcher situation, I was like, all right, relax. But
I want to talk about Leo Skeppy, who we've talked about before.
To being a scary fellow.
Yeah.
I saw that this morning, his TikTok about him saying for people not to comment on his videos Happy Pride because he's not like that. He's not one of those gays.
Which
what gay are you? You're a straight guy.
You don't suck dick. Ass? Like, you don't get dick down?
No.
Yeah, he's a pick me. He is a pick me gay, and it's embarrassing. And he is so. Like, I'm sure he voted for Trump, right? Like, there's no way he didn't.
Can see it. What is he? He's from New Jersey.
Yeah, but he's Armenian. He's from a different country.
I think that you'd be surprised how many immigrants voted for Trump in America.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Yeah, it's actually pretty shocking.
Yeah, I mean,
because they get fed the American dream, but in reality that doesn't exist.
Right.
So you're just like lied to.
Yeah, I guess like that joke could be funny like in a different era, not under the Trump administration.
Yeah, okay, we need to relax. I'm not biphobic. I'm very pro bisexual. Guys, don't take my jokes to heart. But I will say, like, in this climate, we got to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, we really are. Because then other people, like maybe straight people will see that and be like, oh, it's okay for me to say that joke.
Exactly. Under Kamala, that would have been fine. That would have been totally fine to say. But under Trump, don't. Like, clearly that was catered to his Trumpy followers. And it's just like, you're such a pick-me. Like, oh my God. I don't claim him. He's
like that, yeah.
Go be a part of a different, like, I don't know, go find a woman or something. Like,
I mean, it is interesting, like, the community of hateful gays.
Like, you're so homophobic. You are so homophobic. And, like, it's so
there are
disgusting.
Like very racist and conservative lesbians and gay men and bisexuals and
all the Florida lesbians.
No, the Florida lesbians are like nasty. Like, Florida they're so mean.
Are so pick me. They're Trump supporters. They're like, I'm not one of those gays, and they're just
like, what is one of those gays? You are one of those gays.
Yeah.
You're not what gay? I don't know, kind and accepting.
Literally.
Like, we're still fucking the same anatomy at the end of the night, like,
right.
So what different are you?
Like,
why is empathy and acceptance seen as like woke and immature and like you're not set in reality.
Right.
That's so insane to me.
Yeah.
Also, Leo Skeppy is just he's weird.
He is weird. He said he would chop up his ex and like kill him, and like he made a plan.
Yeah.
That was so weird. Why are people still supporting him? Like he's just like so full of hate, and like people eat it up. Like people with like,
he's someone who jokes about like who says dark humor jokes, but you kind of get the vibe that he's not really kidding.
yeah,
Like he's trying to layer it with humor, but you're like, I kind of think you're telling the truth about how you feel.
Yeah,
you know, because
and
he says it with such like oomph behind it, and you're like, I don't know.
He does not back down. He won't like apologize. He's unapologetic. Like everything he says it with his chest. Like, and I'm like,
Which,
you can't be joking.
It's okay to be confident, but once again, like, relax. In this climate, we cannot sit here and be like, fuck Stonewall.
Yeah, like what? Ugh, it's so frustrating. Pride is this weekend.
Pride.
We're running it back.
We are. I'm so excited.
Our third Pride together.
Oh my god. Wow.
So much has happened.
Last year we were celebrating 1 million likes and Jojo Siwa following us.
Yep.
Or
And 1K followers.
Yeah, 1K followers. And this year we're celebrating
bisexuals.
putting out a podcast.
Oh yeah. Wait. Should I make cupcakes? Because I made those last year. But what should they say on them?
We're back.
And everyone at the party is gonna be like, the fuck? Who do you guys think you are?
It makes me feel kind of sad though when like I'm not just toot my own horn. I have had like a decent amount of people come up to me and be like, "Where's the podcast?" And then I'm like, "Oh,
you guys actually want that?
Oh, so you like us? So you want us?
You guys actually listen?
So you like? Honestly, yeah. I think we're really funny, and I think that like there wasn't much going on in the queer community, and we also wanted to take a step back from talking about our personal lives, so it was difficult to like really, I don't know, put together something of substance.
That's true.
But now it seems like
there's a lot happening.
It's never ending. So
I know
we're back.
Like we need to squeeze in a lot of topics today. Yeah. The fuck was I gonna say? No, we're back for good. 'Cause
Mama's needs another job.
I was gonna say I can't keep working this 9 to 5.
Working 9 to 5. Yeah, so I was invited to do poppers. It's legal, and I don't think anyone should be embarrassed to take legal drugs.
You should not be ashamed, Julia.
I'm not ashamed.
Don't be ashamed of your sexuality or your popper intake.
Or my popper intake. And you know what? I'll say maybe this is alleged. Maybe it didn't even happen. So the other night, allegedly, I was at Scarlet, as one is.
Hypothetical.
She
went to Scarlet without me.
Where were you? Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Not
poppers.
I wish. I really wish someone did that for me.
So I was at Scarlet and I was dancing with my pals, and I spotted a beautiful young woman across the bar, as one does. And I was making eyes and, like smiling and being like, do you see me? I see you. And then she tapped my friend on the shoulder and was like, are you with her? Like, she tapped the shoulder of one of my friends who I'm not with. We're just friends. And she was like, oh, like, are you together? And he's like, oh no, she's my friend. Why are you interested? And she was like, maybe. And I'm like, oh, okay. She's just being a flirt. She's being a flirt. So then I'm like, oh, this is the green light. So I went up to her and I was like, hey, like, would you like to dance? And she looked at me and she's like, I'm okay. Huh?
I would have had to walk out of the bar. My night would have been over. I would have been on Taco Bell, and shortly after, I would have been in my bed.
Every time someone's like, "What's the worst they can say? No."
Yeah,
they say no. I've experienced no, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Have a good night." And then I went back with my friends, and we're dancing, we're hanging out, we're dancing, and then I get a tap on my shoulder, and I turn around, and it's her, and she's like, "Would you like to take some poppers?" And I was like, sure. So of course, and it's the first. I've never done it before. So I took a popper allegedly.
Alleged, not confirmed.
I may be lying. So
Yeah.
I may or may not have taken the popper. And then I jokingly, I was like, oh, like, so what am I supposed to do? Go back to my friends after we just did poppers together? Like, I thought I was being flirty. And she was like, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, the mixed signals here are crazy.
Who are you? Do you think she was just like not gay?
I don't know. Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
She just wanted to kiss a girl. And then she realized I was about it. So
she was like scared.
Yeah.
By your energy.
But I was like, oh, okay. So I turned around and I was like, guys, that was fucking weird. And then I'm dancing with my friends. We're dancing.
Continue.
And then she taps on my shoulder again and she's like, do you want more?
It's like she's trying to like make up for the fact that she rejected you by like giving you poppers.
And the thing is, I like don't care. Like I let things roll off my shoulder like pretty easily most often. So I was like, sure. So yeah, round 2, and then she just turned back around and hung out with her friends, and that was it. That was all of our interactions that night.
So crazy.
The mixed signals were insane because I was like, why are you only offering me poppers?
I want to meet this girl.
I hope
either
next
she's
time.
really weird or she's just like straight.
Or she was on something more than poppers.
That's true too. She could have been on.
Why do people love offering me drugs in Boys Town?
Maybe you just look like a druggie.
Do I?
You just look like you want free drugs.
Maybe right now without my makeup on, I look like I'm strung out, but but yeah, that was my most recent story at Sidetrack. Oh, I also wanted to tell the story about how we both went to Sidetrack and we were pretty loosey-goosey. And I met this girl and we started dancing and we started making out.
Wait, you mean Scarlet?
Scarlet. What did I say?
Sidetrack.
Scarlet. We were at Scarlet, and I'm making out with this girl, and I'm like drunk. I'm making out with her. I'm against the wall, and then I turn to my right, and Alyssa's right next to me against the wall. We're like almost shoulder to shoulder, and her girlfriend are making out. I literally was like, this feels incestual. Like we're literally making out next to each other, like shoulder to shoulder.
It's like us having an orgy.
It felt like that. And I had I was so in my own world. I had no idea what was going on around me until I looked over and I was like, and they're
like, this isn't right.
No, literally. And first of all, I've never seen you guys make out. So
that's weird.
So that was crazy.
That's weird.
And now you're making out like right next to me. It felt like I was watching like my sister make out with someone.
No,
and I was like, this is too much.
I was fucked up. So when you guys started making out, I was like, because normally when we go out, like Eva and I can't make out because we're with our friends, and that's like weird. But everyone like had left.
Me, I always find someone.
Yeah. No.
One thing about me, I'm gonna find someone to make out with at Scarlet.
It's different when you're single.
Yeah.
But when you're like when you are with someone that you're like actually seeing, I feel like it's so weird to make out
In public, yeah.
like in front of your friends. But when yeah, that too. That's weird. But when I saw you guys were making out, it was like just the 4 of us left at Scarlet, and I was like, okay, well they're doing it, so like let's do it.
You're like, oh, Julia gave us permission to make out in Scarlet.
Like, what are we supposed to do? Stand and stare at each other? Like, let's just make out. And that we did.
It just was jarring because I've never actually seen any of my friends make out with each other like that.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Let alone like what felt like on top of me. I came up for air and I was like,
jump scare.
Literally, I was like, don't ever do that to me. I think I like pulled away from the girl and I was like, whoa. I was like, don't ever do that to me.
Which is so funny because if it was just like a random person, I don't think you would be thinking
I wouldn't have thought anything of it. I just would have been like, oh.
You would have been like, yeah.
I'd have been like, oh, the stranger's a little close to me. But like looking over and it's you, both of our backs against the wall, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, this is too much for me. Broad City, there's Abby and Alana has a boyfriend, and whenever they make out and Abby's in the room, they're like always like trying to like pull Abby into like into it for a threesome. And that's not to say, not to disrespect anyone, but I'm like it gave that vibe of Abby being like no. So
well, it's hilarious.
Yeah, that was the situation. We get up to crazy kooky things in Scarlet.
Oh yeah, Scarlet just breeds kookiness.
It does. I did spit up my drink too. Remember when I spit my drink into my hand and everyone thought I was throwing up?
Oh my god!
But really, I thought I just swallowed glass.
I literally was like, "What the fuck, Julia?" I was like, What the fuck
No,
was
it
that?
looked, if anyone had seen me, they definitely thought I was like vomiting.
Well, I was like, you have not had that much to drink. Why'd you just do that? And then it made sense when you thought you swallowed glass.
Okay, so not to put Scarlet on blast, but what the fuck?
Put them on blast.
Put them on blast. So I went to Scarlet and I went up to the bar, and just as I got to the bar to order a drink, the bouncer pulls up a bottle, but it's just the top of the bottle. The bottom half had like shattered off, so it's just like the top of the bottle shards. And he was like, oh, and then he picked it and I mean, if you're a bartender or if you know what it looks like behind a bar, it's the well with all the liquor, and then the ice bin is right here. So like the well goes around. So if there's a bottle that's broken right here, the big tin of ice is right next to it. So something like broke off into it. I mean, like as a server, we would have to melt down the ice every single time glass broke behind the bar, no matter what.
Oh, because so that's like protocol.
It's protocol, which is why I was freaked out and like dialed into it, because I'm like, if glass breaks behind the bar, you have to melt down the ice. So I straight up asked the bartender, I was like, I would like this drink, but do you think you could get my ice from the other bin? I was honest. I was like,
I totally would have done the same thing, because I'm really
I was like, I just saw that the bottle broke next to this bin. Like, do you think you can get it from the other ice bin? And he's like, oh no, like I just hit the side and it like was a clean break. It was jagged, so it's not a clean break. And he's like, no, it's fine. Like, it's fine. Nothing happened. I'm sorry. As a bartender, if someone asked me, it was like, hey, like, I just saw that broke behind the bar. Do you mind getting ice from the other bin? I'll humor, like, if I was just a bad bartender, I would just humor that person and get it from the other side.
Right.
But also, I could have had, more authority and stuff for myself and be like, no, I want you to get it from the other bin. But I was like, okay, sure. So he like makes my drink from that bin, the ice bin, and I was a little stressed, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna believe him. So I'm drinking my drink. Mind you, I had lime, so I squeezed the limes into it. So, and there's pulp from the lime. So I'm drinking my drink, and then I feel something go into my mouth, and it was like a split second reaction where I thought that I swallowed a piece of glass. I thought that like what went into my mouth was like a shard of glass. Yeah. So I immediately like spit it out into my hand, and it's like falling like.
And everyone's looking.
Yeah, and we're in a circle.
Yeah,
it's all of us in a circle. There's like 4 or 5 of us. There's people I met for the very first time that night, and I'm immediately like, and I'm holding the liquor like in my hand as it's falling, it's dripping down the sides, and I'm like this, and everyone's looking at me in horror.
Yeah,
because they're thinking that I'm throwing up in the middle of the Scarlet dance floor, and like it was too much to explain. Like you
like took a second before like I realized what was going on. Like before you said I think I swallowed glass or whatever, you didn't really say anything, and I'm like, Julia, what the fuck?
It was my panic, and then it was me looking up and seeing everyone staring at me, and I was like, fuck me.
You're like, this doesn't look good.
And no, it does not. So, and then I like go over and I get a napkin and I wipe off my hand, and like most of it went into my hand, but it was just like a sip. It was a sip of the drink.
Yeah.
And then I explained I didn't get to explain it to anyone else, but I explained it to Alyssa afterwards. I was like, I thought I swallowed glass, so I spit out my drink on the dance floor. But if anyone else in Scarlet, like I'm sure people from the group thought I was throwing up because they fucking left.
Yeah.
But if anyone else in Scarlet saw that happen, they absolutely would have thought that I just threw up too in the middle of the bar.
Totally.
But I just spit out my drink because I thought.
For the record, Julia didn't throw up.
No, I didn't throw up once that night. I can hold my liquor.
And thank God a bartender didn't see you, because they probably would have kicked you out.
I know, and I would have been like, "You made me swallow glass." Like, but it was pulp from the lime, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God you don't have a glass shard in your esophagus.
Thank God. I also went to the Garden of Queer event this past Saturday. It
looked fun.
Had like 600 people show up.
Yeah.
The line was crazy long.
How long did you wait?
Maybe like 20 minutes. I think
okay.
It was moving pretty quickly. Also, we got there like right at 8. So it wasn't that packed inside, but it was pretty fun. Lost Never Found was a bar. I petitioned for Lost Never Found to have that vibe every weekend. I feel like if that event just was a gay bar, in that space, like Lost Never Found is pretty big. There's a rooftop. It's definitely more like feminine styled. it's like pink with disco balls and stuff. Not that that's like what truly matters, but I think it does like make you, it's a whole vibe. It's a vibe. But the event was fun. I think that it was put together pretty well. They had like wristbands where it was like, red, I'm here for friends, blue, I'll come up to you, and then green, like I'm open for chatter. No one came up to me in my green wristband. I literally held it like this sometimes.
You were like, please.
Literally, I was like, in case anyone hasn't seen it yet, it's green. Like, hello. Please. And then every time I saw someone attractive, I looked down at their wrist, red. I'm like, oh.
Wait, red's for friends?
Yeah, red is for friends.
Damn.
I'm like, this wristband deal is working against me.
Did you see anyone like that you didn't want to see?
Not really.
Okay, that's good.
No one that I was avoiding. I did see the girl that like brutally denied me last event that I went to, the Shane event. This girl came up to me and was flirting with me, and I just do not think we were each other's energy. I think I was much more high energy than her, because I can just yap. And I like watched her interest fade before my eyes in this one conversation, and then she was like, and mind you, I wasn't super interested romantically, but I'm like, I'll talk. You came up to me to have conversation. And then like she ended the conversation. She's like, oh, like, should we go find our friends? And I'm like, yeah, there's only one, we were at the front of the bar. There's only one way to go. You go this way. You're at the front. You go this way. So I started walking that way with her, and she turns around and she goes, you don't have to follow me. Yeah. I was like, I'm not. My friends are this way.
Is on the floor.
I'm like, I'm sorry. First of all, you think that I fucking fell head over heels for you in this one conversation that I'm gonna now follow you around like a puppy dog in this bar?
But what a bitch.
No, truly, I was shocked. I was like, you're a bitch.
You are a big fat bitch.
I would to turn. Keep it going. Anyone?
Fat ass. Asshole.
There we go. Bisexual.
You bisexual?
No, but yeah. It was. I felt like a little embarrassed at first, but then I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
And I was more embarrassed for her because I was like, you think I'm going to like follow, like I care that much?
That's so messed up.
It was so rude. Why, you don't have to follow me. Girl.
Like, what happened in that conversation where she just got so hostile? Like,
I don't know.
Why
it was like a switch flipped. I was like, I didn't even want to talk to you anyway.
Did she come up to you first?
Yeah, she came up to me first.
So weird. Oh my gosh.
She was like, you look familiar. I was like, I post TikTok sometimes.
Wait, what? This girl she came the first time? Wait, who is this?
So I'm just some girl.
The one that rejected you?
Yeah.
So she came up to you. This is the first time that you saw her.
Yeah, I was like, we might have matched on Hinge, or like maybe you saw like a TikTok or something, because that was kind of after we had been posting more again. So I mean, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Do you think she was like, okay, bitch, when you said that?
I don't know. Maybe it was cringe of me to say that, but also I don't care that much.
But also,
like,
that's
I do.
a valid thing to think.
Because I've also had someone come up to me during that event and say, I saw your TikToks. I saw your podcast. So like, I don't know.
That happens like
we're targeting
a decent amount.
We're targeting a community.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just really shocked. Turning around at me like, you don't have to follow me.
So did you like, you guys?
I saw her at this event is what I was trying to say.
But you didn't interact.
No, I kept trying to like avoid eye contact with her. I was like, I don't want you to think I'm in love with you.
Yeah, ew. Should have poured a drink on her. Oh. We at an hour.
But yeah, overall, I think the event was fun, and I hope that it's fun because I feel like it's a little bit of a different space. We have queer spaces that are for like older people, like older queer people, queer people that came out late in life, sober queer people. Like there's a lot of genres of like queer collectives, and I feel like we haven't really hit that like younger queer, like we're going to a bar, we're having fun, like
right
in terms of like sapphic.
Yeah.
You know, like there's Scarlet, but like Scarlet isn't necessarily a lesbian bar when this is like a 100% sapphic space, and it's although there's like still diversity in age range and everything, but
yeah,
I just think it's like a type of party or type of collective type of vibe that doesn't exist yet. in the city.
Yeah, it's giving fudge a little bit.
Kind of.
And I feel like we've been saying for like a year that we want something like that party that happened.
Absolutely. And I don't want Scarlet to be the only place, you know, because it's getting kind of young in there.
It is getting
I'm reaching an age where I'm looking around and I'm like, I'm going to need to check someone's ID before I make out with them.
So. Yeah. They pull out their fake ID. You're like, whoa. Yeah.
I've literally made someone show me their ID before and I was like, no. It said 20. It said 21 and I was like, I don't know if I believe that.
You're like, actually, this is a fake.
Me like with my bartender knowledge again, I'm like, I don't think so.
I would have pulled out
what's your zip code? What's your zip code?
What's the capital of Tennessee?
What's your star sign? Can you tell me your star sign?
Do you have any restrictions?
Yeah. Are you a organ donor? Organ donor? Answer correctly.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Scarlet is getting a little too young these days. But I'm glad that it was fun.
I had one more thing I wanted to I will say I fear I brought a man into the sapphic space.
You did?
I did. I invited one of my friends who was a guy, because the night before I was telling them all about it and they seemed like they're interested in like where queer women go, because it's only like, I mean, Boys Town is so male dominated. So they've asked me before, like, where do queer women go? Like, what do those spaces look like? And drunkenly, I was like, come with me.
Oh.
So, which granted, he had a great time and he was very respectful, because I was joking. I was like, you need to be intentional with how you show up. You need to be intentional, because that's what the host said, that if a man comes into the space, they need to be intentional with how they show up. There was like 3 other men there.
Okay.
Which granted, my friend is gay, so he is a queer individual. I wasn't bringing in like a straight, frat boy.
Yeah.
But it did make me giggle a little bit when I was looking around, and he's like 6'5". So it's just, he's the only man and he's towering over all of these women. And even like 2 girls turned around and were like, why are you here? To him. And he handled it with grace. They weren't being mean. I think it was a valid question. They're like, oh, we thought that you were just being like a really good ally boyfriend. And he's like, no, I'm gay. But like he had a good time with my friends, and my friends loved him, and he was very respectful. I was a little nervous. I was like, I hope I'm not stepping on any queer toes. But
well, it sounds like he was one of the good ones that came.
I think he was one of the good ones. Yeah. So it turned out well.
Okay, good.
But yeah. So
damn.
Bringing men into the sapphic space.
That's a scary thing.
Yeah. But he did well.
Good.
Well, happy Pride Month, everyone. If we're gonna see you this weekend at the Street Fest, keep an eye out for us.
Yeah, come say hi.
Come say hi to us,
like you did last year.
We posted like 6 videos, like 6 videos since then.
Yeah, I know. I know.
We've been not on our game. But you know what? What better time to make a comeback than Pride Month?
Exactly. We're back. We're better than ever, and we're still gay.
We're still gay. We're still here.
All right.
Well, see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Oh.